Good day. What is an antichrist? Well, an antichrist is somebody that pretends they're the Messiah, pretends they're the Savior, and actually enslaves you or into eternal damnation, right? Or leads you away from Christ. They're really sweet with their words and know how to make everybody think they're going to take care of everybody. And really, they're just out to destroy. They're the anti-life sentiment people. They're the ones that spread around the pathogens. And the Antichrist isn't a singular person, just like Christ, to me, isn't a singular person. It's a symbolic archetype. If we can look back the last couple hundred years, back to 1812, there was an Antichrist that came out to save the day. It was the British. Came to save the natives. And Tecumseh said, you guys will be safe. You can have your land and be free. And we'll live separately. And that was the story that they told the natives back then, so they could fight together against the United States. Well, they never got their land, did they? That fight continued on, and the British Commonwealth government killed Louis Riel at the Red River Rebellion. But if you listen to the British side of the story, you know it was called the Red River Massacre, right? Depends on which side of history you're on. Well, to me, that story continued on, and it happened to Haile Selassie when he was run out of Ethiopia by Mussolini. She tricked him into coming into Britain and put him in poverty in Britain, and then they put Haile Selassie back into power and tried to save Ethiopia, but then just bring in a ton of sickness. And still to this day, the people believe that the British family is some kind of hierarchy that we should be looking at as serious just because of their bloodlines. And I did a video on the head of the snake. Right here, you can check it out. And I want to say again, I'm not talking ill of the dead. I just see the queen as the symbol, the head of the snake, the thing that we saw and represented that evil. And a big part of what Antichrist consciousness is weaponized compassion. And that's what these people are doing to take over the planet. And that's what communism is we're going to make equality, we're taking care of all these people, but they're weaponizing that story to put people into control. You know, if you look at Prince Philip, he wanted to come back as a virus just to help depopulation. And he uses compassion as a weapon. Here's a little clip of him using to protect nature by depopulating humans.
What do you think are the most serious issues faced by conservationists and World Wildlife Fund over the next 20 years or so?
95% of the whole of the Atlantic rainforest in Brazil has disappeared in the last 100 years. There is simply nowhere for these animals to live. At the basis of it all is this colossal increase in the human population. It's one of the living species of the planet, but it's reaching plague proportions.
And we can't forget what these people are connected to. The connection to the royal family and the Epsteins. There's just connections to so much evil that we can't ignore that. And for me, I see this as a celebration, not of her death, but the death of the symbol, the last perceived trustworthy face of the British family, the cute little granny. And I believe this is symbolizing a death of the Antichrist. And this is a time to celebrate. As above, so below. And the Queen was just the pageantry and the Hollywood side of the Illuminati or the bloodline elites or whatever that we want to call them. There's a lot of things that people need to open their eyes to and wake up to. And the perception and the narrative around the royal family is one of those things. That's why we've seen such a divide in the way this death has been perceived by the world. Do I believe now that the Queen has fallen and the royal family is falling behind her, that there's no more Antichrist for us to deal with? No, of course not. I just see it as how long it took for that monarchical power to come in. It took 1,000 years for it to fall. And it's falling now. And I made a video on this about how there's a flow in time. And there's times where tension builds, just like music, and then there's a fallout, and then we go into a golden age, you know? And I believe we're almost at that time. You can check out that video right here. A lot of people that have opened their eyes to the truth will say, maybe we should forgive the Queen, for she knows not what she does. Yes, if she's that oblivious and that ignorant and that cognitively dissonant towards the evil that her family has been a part of, then fine, in that situation we should forgive her. She knows not what she does. Forgive her of her delusions. And that's why I'm not attacking the Queen directly. And I don't think anybody should. And that's why I'm not even attacking. I'm expressing why so many people are expressing excitement and celebration for the fall of the Queen. And I am interested to see what the king is going to do with his power. And I think he's going to do some things right off the bat that are going to be quite dark. I did a video about Louis Riel and Tecumseh and the connection to my family and my grandfather, and how I believe that the Civil War started in 1812, and that was the First World War as far as I'm concerned. And it's continuing to this day right now. This time, we will be victorious. I put on that video that it was going to be 2024. That might have been hopeful thinking on my part. However, I do know we are the victors. This story has been told. So rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II. And I'm sorry to all of those that still believe the narrative of the cute granny, maternal lover of the whole world. And I'm sorry that you still believe that story, but because you still believe that, I'm sorry for your loss. God bless you all, and let's keep our eyes open. Things are getting exciting. This is 7 days without any movement on the Schumann resonance. Something's about to happen. This is very abnormal. So just keep an eye out and get ready. It's going to be exciting.